There are moments in life when something shifts not loudly, not with fanfare, but in silence. It starts with a whisper inside you, a quiet nudge that says, something isn't right. You may not know exactly what's changing, but you can feel it. You begin to experience confusion, a sense of detachment, and a strange awareness that your old self is dissolving. You might even wonder if you're falling apart. But what's really happening is much deeper. You're waking up. Today, we'll explore 7 profound signs that you're entering a powerful and authentic new chapter of your life, one guided by self-awareness, intuition, and deep transformation. And if you recognize these signs in your own journey, know this: you are not alone. You are evolving. Sign 1. You begin to question everything. The first and often most unsettling sign of awakening is the growing urge to question your life deeply. What once felt solid now seems uncertain. You find yourself looking around and asking, who am I really? Why have I made the choices I've made? Were they truly mine? Or were they based on expectations, fear, or programming I never questioned? It might be your job, your relationships, your goals, even your beliefs. You begin to peel back the layers of your identity and notice that much of it was shaped by others' parents, teachers, society. This questioning isn't just intellectual, it's emotional. It shakes your foundations. You may feel lost or disconnected, and that can be terrifying. But as Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This discomfort is the birthplace of transformation. Questioning isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. You're no longer willing to sleepwalk through your life. You are waking up. Sign 2. You feel detached from the past. The second sign is detachment, and it can feel like grief. The routines that once brought you comfort begin to feel hollow. People who once felt like home no longer align with your energy. You might feel like you're floating between 2 realities, one foot in the past, one in an unknown future. It can feel like losing everything, but what you're really losing is the version of yourself you no longer are. This emotional detachment doesn't mean you're becoming cold or distant. It means your soul is evolving faster than your environment. You're outgrowing situations, connections, and identities that no longer resonate with who you're becoming. And that process is sacred. The grief you feel is not just sadness, it's release. It's your inner world making room for something new, something more authentic. Honor it. Let it move through you. This shedding is necessary. You're not becoming less, you're making space to become more. The second sign is detachment, and it can feel like grief. The routines that once brought you comfort begin to feel hollow. People who once felt like home no longer align with your energy. You might feel like you're floating between 2 realities, one foot in the past, one in an unknown future. It can feel like losing everything, but what you're really losing is the version of yourself you no longer are. This emotional detachment doesn't mean you're becoming cold or distant. It means your soul is evolving faster than your environment. You're outgrowing situations, connections, and identities that no longer resonate with who you're becoming. And that process is sacred. The grief you feel is not just sadness, it's release. It's your inner world making room for something new, something more authentic. Honor it. Let it move through you. This shedding is necessary. You're not becoming less, you're making space to become more. Sign 3. You redefine what matters. As you detach from the past, something else begins to shift. You start to redefine what's important. Success, as it's often sold to us, money, titles, applause, starts to lose its shine. You realize that achieving more won't necessarily make you feel more whole. You stop asking, how do I look to others? And start asking, does this feel meaningful to me? That's a radical change. This awakening prompts you to let go of the chase. You begin to value time, stillness, connection, truth. You realize that you'd rather feel peace than impress anyone. You start making choices based not on what will earn you validation, but on what will bring you into alignment with your values. This is the sign of a soul shifting from survival to purpose. You no longer crave more, you crave real. Sign 4. Your intuition comes alive. One of the most beautiful shifts is that your intuition, the quiet voice within, starts to come alive. After years of silencing it with logic, fear, or other people's opinions, you start to listen. You feel it in your body, your heart, your gut. You notice synchronicities. You're drawn toward people or experiences that feel aligned without needing to know why. Decisions become less about overthinking and more about inner knowing. You may not always understand the path ahead, but you feel guided. That's because your inner compass has always been there. You're just learning to trust it now. And the more you listen to it, the clearer it becomes. Your intuition isn't random. It's your soul speaking the truth your mind can't yet explain. Sign 5. You develop a hunger to grow. You become insatiably curious not just about the world, but about yourself. You feel a powerful drive to understand your patterns, your wounds, your purpose. You read, reflect, meditate, explore. You may dive into philosophy, spirituality, psychology. You may start journaling, therapy, shadow work. Not because you're broken, but because you're becoming whole. This hunger isn't ego-driven, it's soul-deep. You're no longer satisfied with surface-level conversations or distractions. You want depth. You want to know who you truly are beneath the masks and roles. You seek truth. You seek expansion. This is one of the clearest signs that you're ready not just to change, but to transform. You're not afraid of what you'll find within anymore. You're excited by it. Sign 6. You stop tolerating toxicity. As your awareness grows, your tolerance shrinks for anything that isn't aligned. You stop entertaining gossip, manipulation, drama, dishonesty. You begin to see clearly where your energy was being drained. You may end relationships that once felt like lifelines. You may leave environments that once defined you, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Peace becomes non-negotiable. You no longer keep the peace at the cost of your own. You set boundaries not as walls, but as invitations for mutual respect. You choose healing over pleasing, growth over comfort, authenticity over approval. This can be lonely at first, but that loneliness is sacred. It's the quiet space where your true self begins to breathe freely. Sign 7. You enter the void and trust it. And then there's the final sign. A feeling that everything you once knew has dissolved. You're in between worlds. You're not who you were, but not yet who you're becoming. This space can feel terrifying. It's quiet. It's uncertain. It may even feel like depression. But it's not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. This void is not the absence of life. It's the soil in which new life is about to bloom. It's the cocoon before the butterfly. And while it may feel like emptiness, it's actually full of possibility. You are being reassembled, realigned, reborn. Trust the space between no longer and not yet. It's the most powerful space of all. Final reflections. If you've recognized yourself in these signs, take a deep breath. You are not alone. What you are experiencing is not a collapse, it is a return. A return to your truth, to your essence. This process is sacred. It is painful and beautiful and brave. Let yourself unravel. Let yourself grow. Let yourself be new. Transformation doesn't look like fireworks. Often, it looks like silence, stillness, surrender, But make no mistake, something powerful is happening within you. And it's taking you somewhere more honest, more fulfilling, more alive than you've ever known. So take this as your reminder. You're not lost. You are awakening. You're entering a chapter of alignment, purpose, and freedom. And you're exactly where you need to be. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment below. Tell us, which of these signs are you feeling right now? And if you're on this journey, know that there's a whole community out there walking beside you. If you found comfort in these words, share this with someone who might need it. Subscribe for more reflections on healing, consciousness, and authentic living. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing truth. Keep going. You're becoming.